active everywhere in the world, but
yes,
our passion is for sustainability. So that's how everything started with our story you have mentioned in the beginning.
Fantastic. So upon the news of this particular partnership with water.org, it says that you want to help provide 10,000 Kenyans with access to safe water. Could you put into perspective these numbers that we're seeing here? That 15% of Kenyans rely on an improved water sources such as ponds, shallow wells and rivers, while 41% of Kenyans do lack basic sanitation. But then you're saying tech can help reduce this gap or completely eliminate it. Could you put that into proper perspective?
Yes, sure, Simba. Well, what's important is, as I said, our passion is for sustainability, and we are for the third year consecutive industry leader in Dow Jones Sustainability Index when it comes to sustainability. So how we became leader, of course, is by having productions that are sustainable, having products that are environment friendly. But normally most of the companies will stop there and say, okay, we did enough, so let's do other things. But we think that the social perspective, the social aspect of sustainability is very important. And here we thought for partnerships that can help us to help on a social way. So, and here we came to Kenya, where we said it's unacceptable to talk about water efficiency technologies without contributing to people's life that don't have even access to clean water, which is a basic human need. And we were in search of credible partners. Well, you have to understand, where everybody is talking nowadays about sustainability, it's very hard to find also credible partners. So water.org put us a very credible plan, and the story and the numbers you have also mentioned in Kenya was very, very important to us, and we thought, okay, let's go in it and see how we can help and support the local communities over there with a project that is credible and that is also measurable.
Yes, but I like when you ended at measurable. There's a specific number that's been attached to this, Akin. It is 10,000 Kenyans. Could you talk to us about that particular number? Because when you say that 41% of Kenyans then may lack basic sanitation facilities, and that 15% of them then would actually use an improved water sources, and then 10,000 is attached to it, you will say, you're just scratching the surface, but somebody want to ask you the long-term goal of this project. Is it to expand it beyond the 10,000? Yes,
very good question. Well, first of all, as I said, the social partnership is something new to us in Africa. We want to be sure that every cent we are investing together with our partners are going really to the people who are in need for basic water. So there is, of course, a period where we have to see and measure how it is. And water.org again put us a plan, a quarterly plan, where we can review this, because you know much better than me. There have been dozens of companies around who did this for PR purposes, and we are really sincere when it comes to sustainability, and we want really to start very credible in this and see how it goes to make impact. Of course, a company alone with NGO is not enough. We have to work together with the governments, with the local bodies, with NGOs, and also with other companies to increase the impact of this program. And I believe we are at a very good start with this project.
Mm-hmm. So let's go into the details of this particular project, Akin. And under here, I can see that the program also is essentially going to promote the community in terms of coming up with learning materials and activities to empower communities with affordable access to loans, so they can install walls, water storage tanks, filters, rainwater harvesting systems, and sanitation solutions. Talk to me about that. Do you see this program as being more of community driven as opposed to you going down here to give them your own solutions?
Yes. As I mentioned, there is also a partner who is contributing to this, which is Amphi in Kenya.
Yes.
Who are, they are specialized in microfinance. Well, as I mentioned, with the contribution we did, we wanted to increase the impact at the maximum. And how more you can increase the impact by working with financial institutes that give microfinances, provides microfinances to the people with a much higher sum than our contribution, so that more people have access to this credit to improve their sanitations, to have their water storages, and also better pipings to have access to cleaner water. That's how we understand in the beginning phase to increase the impact of this project.
Pretty much. Akin, somebody looking at Beko, I mean, if you're getting introduced to, you will say, well, are they getting into a new market? But the reality is that no, they have been in Kenya for the last 10 years, and that's just a long period for a company that really wants to change the way in which you use tech for these solutions. What sort of head start does this 10-year period in the country give you in understanding what the market really needs in terms of these solutions?
Yes. Actually, the social project is not the first we did. For Africa, we want to really improve the lives in a sustainable way. We did a refrigerator which is driven by the solar energy. We started this in South Africa. It is promoted in some countries, but we will be also bringing these technologies to Kenya. It's not about water, it's also about electricity. So as you said, we are a market leader in many countries in Europe. In Kenya, we don't have this aggressive strategy, but what we believe is first, on a social level, that how we can improve the lives, and then also see how the business grows. But first of all, it is important that we contribution in the social impact in this wonderful project. We are cooperating with water.org.
Yes. But when you look at some of these social projects that you've done elsewhere, Akin, would you say that it gives you confidence that this is something that is likely or going to take off in the way that you have projected it? Yes,
of course. So we are very experienced in this. For example, it's not about energy and water. We have also with our brand Grundig, a project that is really attacking the issue of food waste, because we know that in many countries that food waste is an issue, the access to food, and the dimension how people are wasting food was an issue for us. So we started in 13 different cities, refectorios with one of the best chefs in the world, which is Massimo Bottura. And this is a wonderful project. It collects the food in the supermarkets that are still edible, but was not selected by the people because they look ugly, yes, bringing to refectorios. And world-class chefs are teaching scholars from the neighborhoods of this poor neighborhood to be as chefs. And the food cooked there during the lunch, people can pay it, and during the evening, the people in need will have like a Michelin star food in this project. So it's wonderful how actually, if you just coordinate industries with the NGOs, how the impact can increase. And we are very proud to have started such a project. And this gives us also self-confidence for other social projects. But as I said, we will start by a small project and see if it goes, if really the people who needs this contribution are benefiting from it, then we will go definitely for bigger.
Akin, I know you've met this in every market that you've gone to in sub-Saharan Africa, is that cost is usually a big factor in the adoption of any technology that you bring into the market. Talk to me, for such an ambitious project like this, I know cost is a big factor in the introduction of this, or you eventually, when you're looking at some of these solutions, cost is the defining factor. Talk to me about how you intend to talk about tech in a very special area like this one, access to water and sanitation services, when cost is a big factor that determines the adoption.
Yeah, that's basically a part of our life, especially during the current economic conditions where the costs increase for energy everywhere in the world, or the logistic everywhere. It's a part of our lives everywhere. We do operations in every continent. So that's, of course, an important area, but it shouldn't hold the companies away from contributing to the social projects everywhere, because we are, with our CEO, we are attending to every COP climate congress that UN is leading. And there, the people have one specific ask from the companies and from the governments, which is stop talking about it, please act. And we take this responsibility and just don't want to talk anymore, but act. But that's what we do since the last 5-6 years. And I hope all the companies and governments follow this path and start acting about the climate crisis the world is facing.
Yes, but let me just ask you personally then about some of the solutions that you gave at ASALink before then we continue with this conversation, Akin. But are people and economies aware of the solutions that you're giving? Because I can see you give solutions on that touch on reduction of water wastage, reduction of energy consumption. Is the market aware that this is exactly what it needs then? Or when you're talking about tech and access to water and sanitation services, people really do not care the solution you're trying to provide as long as the solution is there?
Yeah. The market, definitely, when you ask about the consumers, especially the younger generation, yes, they are looking very carefully for it and they are asking for it. I mean, there are obviously obstacles where the government puts regulations is the energy efficiency, and that's where everybody is striving for. But let me give you another aspect of sustainability. Do also companies use recycled materials on their devices? That's very important, because still I believe the manufacturing of recycled parts is still too expensive. So I believe also there should be regulations for companies, not only in the home appliance industry, but every industry, to use more of recycled materials. Because if you talk about deforestation and other big issues the world is facing, we should more and more invest in the circular economy and be the recycling. That's also very important. So, of course, consumers are looking, but they definitely don't want to pay high sums for energy saving or recycled products. So it should be more accessible. We are, we have in 29 countries R&D facilities. So that makes thousands of engineers with 3,000 patents working on these solutions. And of course, we are aware that there will be obstacles in the beginning, but we are very stubborn to be leader in these categories and perhaps to set example for other industries and other companies in this area.
We're having this conversation at a very interesting time when we've just had COP27 and we're trying to look back and see exactly where we are as a planet when it comes to climate change and solutions of climate change. Talk to me, in the markets that you are available as a company, you like to think that you're one of those companies that majority of governments would like to have to work closely together. Is that the picture that you want to paint, or you're still struggling to strike partnerships with governments, sort of trying to convince them about some of the solutions that you are giving as a company?
Well, I mean, the intention is there. The good intention is there, because yes, it's not just, of course, the climate crisis is visible everywhere. You can see also now, not in southern countries, but even in Europe and in the US, like forest fires. So that makes, and also it's getting very, very hot also in Europe in the summer. So people are aware. Plus, there is a pressure, political pressure also from the people who are voting. They want to see more action in this category. But I think the governments are still in the phase to evaluating the balance between economies and the sustainability. And there, companies like we are trying to encouraging the governments that companies are ready also to do this. Companies like us are ready to do this transformation. Let's work on credible projects all together and encourage. But as I said before, not all NGOs are driven with the very sincere mindset. There are also, so you have to be also, for companies, it's a big work to select the right NGOs that are really creating impact, because we have to control that every penny we are spending in all these social goes to the people in need wherever it is in the world. And also with our products, we have the same mentality. So what we do is, for example, safe water products that are using the water from dryer to the washing machine as a cycle. And for each cycle, we are like saving 7 liters of water. I mean, big impact.
Yes.
Another aspect, like everyone is, so the textile, we are having fiber catcher technologies that are catching fibers going to the ocean. And I want to give an example with this very sad, and there was microfibers detected in the mother's milk in Italy. So this shows how big the issues that we should take responsibilities are as a company.
Pretty much. Now, let's dial back a bit to this partnership with water.org. But there are businesses that are already in this particular space, and they're saying, well, if it's a social project that is bound to be tested in 2 years' time, and then they're asking themselves the question, can they work in that particular partnership, or this is essentially a closed partnership? How would you talk to them again?
Yes, I would like to encourage all the companies, no matter what their budgets are, no matter in which industries are doing. Look, if we are, obviously, we didn't see washing machines or refrigerators swimming on polluting the oceans. It's the fibers, microfibers, it's the plastic. And we thought of it that it's also our responsibility to create washing machine parts out of PET bottles or these microfibers. So no matter what the industry is, everybody should see themselves as a part of the problem we are with the climate crisis. And I would advise them, they are not alone in this. They should work with the NGOs, credible NGOs like Water.org, to have brainstormings on how they contribute on this. And I'm sure every company, no matter how big they are, can create a difference in this world, in having time and investing in such a project, because the consumers in the future, they will look detailed on it. And since we are living in the time of technology and transparency, all potential consumers are looking to the website and track how much every company contributed to the sustainability. And this will be a very important factor also in the buying process of a consumer in the future.
Pretty much. Now, I can complete this conversation without asking you this question. The direction that you as a company and Asalika are taking at a time when the conversations of climate and climate change are taking center stage in any particular economy around the world. Is there a particular direction that your innovations are moving towards too as a company?
Yes, exactly. So I can give you also, you like giving examples with numbers, so I want to give you a number.
Yes.
So, I mean, as a company, we have 45,000 employees all around the world in almost all the continents. and we have innovation sessions for new products, new ideas. And last year, out of 900 new ideas, 300 of them were sustainability related. And how good is this? This means also that we could create a culture that is focusing on innovations in terms of sustainability. And this is bringing us products, like I mentioned before, the fiber catcher, the washing machine with parts of PET bottles, and much other. And for example, for Africa, and these ideas came from our colleagues in Africa to have a refrigerator that is driven by solar energy. And it's a fantastic base to create differences in the market, and that motivates us as much as market shares to create a really social impact in people's life and do something against the climate crisis we are facing.
Pretty much. Let me pick your final sentiments, maybe in 15 seconds or so, Akin. But when we're on paper, this is a fantastic partnership that you are trying to reach with water.org. On a personal level, what would you like to see beyond the 2 years when this partnership is going to run, Akin?
I wish that, first of all, independently on what Arçelik and Water.org contributes to this, that this number of 41% in Kenya of people who are not having efficient access to clean water reduces by a lot. And I hope that other companies contribute to this. And after 2 years, that we can see that we can do also other important projects in Kenya and in other countries that are tackling others. But as I said, water is a basic human need, and we shouldn't talk about numbers that are so high. And if we can contribute this, I'm very glad. And I will be also happy to visit Kenya in the coming months to see the progress and see that there is an efficient progress in this project.
Akin Gazinli, Chief Marketing Officer, Arçelik, thank you very much. And once you come to Kenya, look for me. I'll take you around and show you a couple of things that are in Kenya that you may want to know.
I'll do for sure, Simba. Thank you very much. Have a fine day.
Make sure you do. Anyway, that is Kim right there talking about that partnership with Water.org that looks to give 10,000 Kenyans access to safe water. Talking about this conversation at a time when every other economy is talking about innovations that are climate change sensitive. What a better time to have that conversation right there. Thank you very much. Taking back to the time that he joined us right here on Lookup Business online at Lookuptv across all your social media platforms. I am Akiaga Shimba. Let's speak on that as well. I'll see you tomorrow for another episode. Good evening.